telling me I look like Leon Edwards, and I get that a lot. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to be breaking down Oliveira versus Tsarukyan. Let me wait for a couple of people to come on so that I can start with the breakdown. If you're watching this afterwards, don't forget to subscribe and check out the whole entire channel. Every section on my channel is very active, from videos, shorts, community section, live section. Every single part of my channel is very active. So go through it and tell me what you think about it. For now, let's just wait a little bit. Guys, I'm waiting for you. Come on, come on. I want to start this breakdown. I'm enjoying these breakdowns. I've been doing breakdowns for the entire card. Now I'm left with three, which is Holloway versus Gaethje and Zhang versus Yan, and then the main event. So after this one, I'm going to do Gaethje versus Holloway. Um, so yeah, let me get to it. Let me get to it. Oliveira versus Tsarukyan. Who do I think is going to win? Um, my my official, and this one was a little bit difficult and challenging to actually pick because I think both fighters are very dangerous, and I think both fighters are very durable, right? Because when you look at Arman Tsarukyan's performance, especially what impressed me and what made me a big fan of Arman Tsarukyan is his performance against Islam Makhachev, right? In that fight, and I think he took that fight on short notice. I'm not sure if I'm accurate on that, but I think he took that fight on short notice, and he performed like he had a full camp. You know, he made a lot of people. It's kind of like the situation with Diego Lopez. You know, he came in on short, and that's what made him popular. Came in on short notice and gave Movsarov Loev one of the hardest fights he's ever had. You know, so it's the same thing with Arman Tsarukyan. Because of that performance, I have a lot more respect for him, irrespective of how the other fights went. He then went on a close fight with Mateus Gamrot, um, and Gamrot won the decision, which I think was the right decision. This is a tough one. Yeah, this is a tough one, man. It was a really difficult one to actually pick from. But here's why I picked Charles Oliveira, right? I think Charles Oliveira looked sensational on the feet, especially in his last fight. I think Charles Oliveira has the power. Between the both of them, Charles has the better power. And what makes this whole situation even a lot more worse is the fact that Charles was preparing for Islam last year, right? UFC 292, I think so. Somewhere there, yeah. It was UFC 292 or something like that. Or 94, yeah, I think it was UFC 294. He was preparing for Islam Makhachev, and he knew that his best shot at winning would probably be on the feet, and that's why he looked so incredible against Banil Dariush. Obviously, Tsarukyan was able to knock out Dariush, but for me, I look at how clean it was. Like, Charles Oliveira looked like an improved Conor McGregor in his last fight. And the fact that he was prepared for Islam Makhachev tells me that he's going to improve. It's like people who fight Hamza Chimaev. Whenever people fight that guy, they come out 5 times better than they normally are. That Gilbert Burns that we saw fighting Hamza Chimaev, we never saw that Gilbert Burns again. Every single time people fight dangerous fighters, they go to a different level. Skip toilet. Okay, fine. I don't know what you're saying, my dude, in the comment section, but okay. So on the ground, it's obvious. Arman Tsarukyan is not gonna win that exchange. I don't think so. Even even Islam was smart enough to actually decide to strike with Oliveira, and then only went to the ground when he knocked him down because it's less dangerous. If Arman Tsarukyan decides to grapple with this guy, he's gonna have a really serious problem. So I don't see. I think Arman Tsarukyan has good fight IQ. So I don't think he's going to try and grapple with Charles Oliveira, and because of that, I think it's going to result in a striking match. And in a striking match, and I know people will say, well, Charles Oliveira gets dropped a lot, which is a really fair point. Charles Oliveira gets dropped a lot, but I think we are speaking about Charles Oliveira before Islam, right? The Charles Oliveira after Islam Makhachev looks 10 times better than he used to on the field. In a rematch with Islam Makhachev, I still think Islam Makhachev beat him, but in terms of the improvement, I think Charles Oliveira has improved significantly in terms of his striking. I don't think he's going to be as easy to hit as he was before. I think he's going to be able to actually stand and actually knock out. I know this is a bold statement. It was really difficult to choose Charles Oliveira because, especially because we go with the most recent memory of someone's performance, and who we remember is Arman Tsarukyan knocking out Banil Dariush, and especially because it's because a lot of us thought that the best way for Arman Tsarukyan to win that fight would be to grapple Banil Dariush, and he didn't even have to do that. He actually got the knockout. So it was shocking, but in terms of clean strikes, go look at both their last fights. Go look at the nice thing is both of them fought the same person in their last fights. So go look at Banil Dariush versus Arman Tsarukyan, and go look at Charles Oliveira versus Banil Dariush. Both of them fought Dariush in their last fights. So go look at those fights and make a decision for yourself. But for me personally, in comparing both their striking in those particular fights, I think Charles Oliveira looked good. And like I said in the beginning of the stream, he has a lot more power. So I think if I'm going to choose anyone, despite how difficult it is to actually choose in this particular fight, I'm going to go with Charles Oliveira. He has the experience, he has the submissions. Tsarukyan can take you down, but he will most likely try to ground and pound. But I don't know if that would be a good idea because Charles Oliveira is good on the ground, and he might be able to even reverse those positions. So, in summary, on the ground, I will say it will be evenly matched, but I'll give the advantage to Charles Oliveira. I don't think Charles Oliveira will take down Arman Tsarukyan because he's strong, right? I don't think that's going to happen. So what's going to happen? This is going to be a striking match, and if it's a striking match, Charles Oliveira is going to win. And I don't think Arman Tsarukyan is going to take Charles Oliveira down because of how dangerous he is. It's the same reason Hamza Chimaev avoided taking down Gilbert Burns. It's not worth it. Like, why would you risk that? Rather try to strike and see where you land. And if it's too difficult, that's when you can try to grapple. So my official pick and my subscribers pick is Charles Oliveira. I'm going to do Holloway versus KG now. Yeah, see you on the stream. I love you guys. Deuces. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. There's a lot coming.